Normally, and I do say normally, we have structure for the show and a lineup. But when you see something like this, I apologize to the networks that we're on, but fuck it. This is one of those fuck it kind of shows. And since my crazy ass is going to be in South Bend beginning Friday, all the guests that I want are lined up and ready to go. And the order will return on Thursday. But for today, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up? Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Okay. This we will get to in just a moment. Now, welcome everyone, including Jedi Kid in the Fanatics feedback zone. But, I didn't do this right. Good morning. Welcome to the wacky reset Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And let me explain. I have been doing a lot of thinking over the past couple of months. And frankly, as much as people enjoy this show, there is more that we can do to it to really make it number one. And we're not attacking it the way that we should. I put the blame on myself for that. Running late, making excuses. I'm a winner, God damn it. And I don't make excuses. And I'm not going to make any anymore. I've made enough of them over the past 10 seasons of doing this that I can honestly say that I've come to the end of doing this without structure. I have my wonderful co-producer with me in Shane Lake. Our executive producer is Cole Johnson. Victor Locke producing in our world headquarters studios in Chicago. We got the droid with us to talk some hockey this morning. And this is the last fuck it show that we're going to do, because beginning Monday, as I will be heading to South Bend, as I said, this weekend, we are going to push the plunger and reset it. Because I feel it is time that we finally put the pieces together and stop fucking around. There are some commercials I have to record, the voiceovers thereof. I'm going to do that late tonight because my wife's already headed for South Bend. I'll join her on Friday to celebrate her birthday. But that does not mean... Give me this camera. that does not mean that we are not going to have fun. Because believe me, we are going to have a lot of fun. But to continue with what I was saying, there's going to be a lot more structure to this. And again, I put the blame on myself for not having it in the first place. I kept asking myself, what the fuck can I do with this show to make it better? And I never got an answer until now. I mean it, until now. When I was driving home this morning, I was asking myself the same question of how we can make this better. And then I realized two things. One, I don't have any fucking patience, and that's on me. Even at 51, I don't have any patience. And two, we haven't put in enough work to draw an audience. I put that on myself as well. So we're going to change all of that. And everybody, every member of this team must be involved. And again, I put the onus on myself as the leader of this, as the captain of this team. And yes, I use the word team and I use the word captain. Because I would be letting my team down if I didn't say all of this and if I didn't write all of this down. Hell, I got two notebooks in front of me and I got my my tablet here to my left. And there you go. And I know Victor's got his tablet in front of, has his notepad in front of him and Droid in front of him. I started feeling better when I would ask the guys what would lead off the next show, and I would immediately jump on doing the thumbnail and go. I would immediately do that. Well, I'm going to continue that. And the first couple of days this week, we had the shows already planned out. Didn't have one planned for today. That's why I pulled it from the main networks, because I want to get this right. And I want to use today, hump day, as they say, to push the plunger, not blow it up, but blow it up, push the plunger, and add the foundation that we've needed for a long time. And again, I put this on myself. Y'all may see some YouTube videos disappear on the Snowman Multimedia channel because I am not doing the brand any kind of service with those videos. So Diary of a Mad Snowman is going to move to its own channel, and my evening show that I do is going to move to my personal channel effective immediately, because this channel where we are is fully monetized and we have to act accordingly to it, or we will lose monetization, which means I can't pay my crew, which means I can't help my family. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to have that happen. This is a day, and it was... I'm letting all this out now with an apology to my crew and to the fans and to all the listeners that have checked in over the past 10 years. I think I finally know how to do this shit. But I have people around me that I can fully trust. I have people around me that are all in, 10 toes down with this and ready to set the foundation. So, gentlemen, we are going to set the foundation by letting loose today, like it's recess, where you get all that nervous energy out. We're going to let loose today. We're going to laugh our asses off, and we're going to laugh throughout the remainder of the week. You know, I got Deb Whitkus scheduled. I have John Graham scheduled. Eric Smith, our Detroit Lions insider, scheduled. Thursday and Friday are going to be our football shows. And I will tell you, tomorrow we will do our NFC predictions. Friday we will do our AFC predictions. And then beginning Monday, we're going to break down every team, one from the AFC and one from the NFC. Okay. And I will let the guys pick the teams that we break down each day. So 1 hour we'll break down an NFC team, and the other hour will break down the AFC team according to schedule. But today is a reset day. It's a laughter day. We're going to laugh our asses off for 120 minutes, just sharing stories, sharing fun stuff. And then tomorrow we get back to work. And considering the day is a holiday, I believe this is the best way we can honor the late great Willie Mays with his hustle and his play and the way he carried himself. And we can honor the holiday of Juneteenth as we remember 1865. And the way we can honor both of those is doing what we do best. Talk shit about sports, zing each other when we can, and laugh our asses off and show the world that we can work together. Because that's what Juneteenth is all about to me. Working together, coming together, celebrating. And I want to celebrate with these guys every day talking sports. And for 120 minutes, maybe 180 come Labor Day, we're discussing that. And just sitting back and having fun, but having structure as well. For the past couple of months, I've also been studying different sports shows and how they do it. And one that I study often, and one that has allowed me to use his show as a blueprint, is my good buddy Rod Peterson. Rod has been such an influence to me, and he still is. He still is an influence to me. Josh Graham, who we will hear from tomorrow, has been an influence to me. Deb Whitkus has been an influence to me. But the three guys I have here with me have been the biggest influence of all. These three guys believed in me, believed in Snowman Multimedia, and believed in Snowman in the Morning and the Brian Snow Show and whatever sports shows we create. And with that belief, I really feel right now that I can work on resetting my channel. I can work on resetting the purpose. And to borrow from Victor, building the foundation. This is not a rebuild. This is a build. Because I built the original foundation on the fly and it turned into quicksand. And I don't want to have it turn into quicksand anymore and bring these guys down and lose more people. I already lost Chris Bass. I already lost a couple of other guests because of me. It's me. I'm pointing the finger at myself. I am taking accountability for the mistakes that I've made with this show and with this company over the past 10 seasons. I changed the name to Snowman Multimedia, which his original name was Arena Sports Net, in 2013. And before that, we operated as the Interscholastic School Network, i.e. ISNet, from 1996 to 2012. Snowman Multimedia and Snowman Multimedia Sports is the final change. I already have Snowman Multimedia Sports in motion, and every show that we create will be on that site and that site only. I've decided to let go of snowmaninthemorning.com, and I've decided to let go of any other idea that I wanted to turn into its own website and just focus everything on Snowman Multimedia Sports and snowmanmultimedia.net. And snowmanmultimedia.net is in full motion. I will be creating that and launching the first couple of pages on that, and it will go live on Monday when we go live at 11 a.m. And that brings me back to Snowman in the Morning. We had a discussion that we would remain at 11 a.m. until Labor Day when we go to 8 a.m. and compete with the big boys. I broke that. And I broke it because I felt good about going on at 10 a.m. because I was getting in this house early. I was foregoing my rest, and I changed my pattern. And that's a problem that I've had all of my life. I would be set in a pattern for a little while. Then I would get the shakes. I would get impatient, and then I would change it. Not anymore. Not anymore. The time that you see us is the time that we will be on each and every weekday until Labor Day, September 3rd. On September 3rd, we will move to 8 a.m. across all of our networks. And the Brian Snow Show will come back on Labor Day, and that will go at 4 p.m. And it will be on WQEE 5 hours later. So to all of you from the heart, I tell you that I'm sorry. I tell you that I will do better. I tell you that I will exercise patience as we build this goddamn thing. And this is not a fix. This is a build. This is not a rebuild. This is a build. I put the onus on myself as the captain of this team to show everyone what it's like to work with me. And for the past 3 years, I haven't. And the reason I can say that aloud, finally, I operated out of fear. Fear of missing out when I should have been focusing on my healing. Now that I'm just about healed and I just got to get the strength back in my body, I'm ready to go. There's a part-time job waiting for me that I'm going to use for a little bit, bring in something to help the family. If anyone wants to help the family via Cash App, that will be totally appreciated. I'll put it up on in the next segment. But today is about us having fun, cutting loose, letting all of it out, letting all this nervous energy out. Then we can focus and get back into doing what we do best. So to you gentlemen, you are seeing and hearing the snowman y'all have wanted to see 3 years ago. I let my health problems get the best of me mentally. Not anymore. Not anymore. We'll be back right after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
In a world where chronicles of the past are brought to the streams, whether the content is relatable or completely beyond your realm of life, there is no shadow of a doubt that this show is absolutely full of shenanigans. Get ready for
D. Willie in the evening,
this Sunday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern,
exclusively on Sartoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
The quickest way to get search engines like Google to put your business at the top of search results is by having a steady flow of positive reviews. With Power Brand Systems, you can show up in search and stand apart from your local competition by easily collecting new customer reviews through text message. But getting found is only the beginning. Most consumers choose the first business that responds to them. Unless you start conversations with potential customers almost instantly, they'll go somewhere else. That's why Power Brand Systems make starting conversations with website visitors as easy as clicking a button.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sartoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central. On the Sartoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
God damn you, Cole Johnson.
Motherfucker!
Exactly.
I do have a
God
lot to say.
God damn you, Cole Johnson. Now I'm going to use it. Damn it.
Fucking evil genius.
Yes. Love that man.
Genius, and we love him for it.
Love that man. And because of him, my creative juices for creating my own commercials is coming back. Oh, fuck.
Why do I have a feeling I'm going to have a busy week when I get back from New Hampshire?
Because you are.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm. We all are. Droid wanted the floor. It's yours.
Droid, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may have not known me for as long as Brian, Shane, or Victor. I am very new to the show, of course, but that doesn't mean I haven't been in the industry for a long time, especially on the internet. I started out my internet journey doing a little podcast with just a few friends. That went through the floor because I didn't have a creative mindset as I wanted to. And then at some point, I decided to start this thing called VTubing. That didn't work out as well as I thought it would. And I still do VTubing, but I just don't do it as often as I'd like. And then I joined esports. And I met big dog Shane Lake through that. And I've had owners in esports orgs that don't live up to the expectations that they promise.
Spire.
To name one, Spire. We had guys who just were not there to help the team when we needed them. They were not there to support the team. As the Rocket League manager for the team, there was no support for the Rocket League side. As the big dog Shane Lake was operating the iRating side, there was no support for that. All they wanted to do was content creating, and that was when Shane and I decided to leave.
Along with about half a dozen other people, including our good friend Jen.
Yep. And then I tried to start Inferno. That went through because I didn't have the creative mindset, and I just wanted to put my creativeness into music. I still haven't started on that, but still. And then I decided to start a thing called the Grilled Sportscast. This was a podcast I started with my friend Grilled Bacon and my friend Ray, and we started at bi-weekly shows because we didn't know when we would all be available. We did about 6 episodes before availability fell through, and we folded the podcast. I still have some funny moments from that I'm sure I could send Brian, and he'd be willing to use the audio clips for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I'm in a call with Shaner, and he's talking about a morning show he's doing. I said, "Oh, cool. Do they need a hockey guy?" And he's like, "Dude, we need a hockey guy." So he gave me Brian Snow's number. I called it while I was in the middle of class. I went to, and here's the funny part. I went to the restroom to answer the call, and had a conversation with Brian, and he got me on my first talk show ever. And my point here is, I've been under a lot of bad management. Me and Shane have both. We've been under terrible support. We've gone through the roughs. And for you, Brian, to be sitting here for 10 years and still haven't given up, that takes a man to do. That is a man. That it takes manly effort to do that, to put in that much effort and still not give up. No matter if it doesn't matter if the show was not going anywhere, it didn't matter who was doubting, you stayed here and continued to do the show. So you're taking accountability, and that's a great thing, because that is something that none of the managers Shane and I had ever did. Nobody took accountability. And I show the utmost respect to you for taking accountability for your decisions, the actions, and all that.
Thank you. I needed to. And it just boggles my mind still to believe that this show is in its 10th year. I just Victor, you're next. Victor's next.
Look, you and I have been through this probably longer than anyone else that I've known. Starting off from a small half-hour sports show, Chicago State, called the Sports Section.
Yeah.
And to see how that's grown from that. From that to the big sports show, where we first met Chris Bass. Now it's Snowman in the Morning. It's not good. It's not an easy ride, but they're supposed to be.
Snowman Country, let's ride.
Let's go with it. Fuck it. Let's go with it, man.
And I just want to say, Tavares, in the chat, I'm going to say this. You do not tell the producer what he does on his own show.
Like I feel
okay. First of all, I'll address this. Tavares King, and let me put this up there. I'll address this. Let's just talk sports and not wallow in the failures of the past. Okay, Tavares, I want you to listen good. Hear the Snowman well. First of all, you got no business in here because you don't talk sports with us. Second of all, you ain't got a goddamn piece of nerve to tell me, the owner of this and the captain, what to do and what not to do. And thirdly, I wasn't wallowing in the past. I was taking accountability for my past decisions if you hung around for the first 20 minutes of the program. Now, mods, boot his ass out.
And
no more. No fucking more.
Into the Fanatics feedback zone with Jedi. He understands. He's been through bad management. He was a sub for a team called Yari, and the sub for a team called the Orlando Outlaws, and they wanted him to stream while his dad was in surgery, so he knows where you're coming from.
Jedi, you're a great friend. And this is also the reason why I'm going to shape this channel up this afternoon before I start recording my interviews. And the second thing, I have created a new play-by-play channel. And that is going to be in use along with this one until that channel gets monetized. And then I can move my play-by-play action there. Why did I come up with this idea? I don't fucking know. But I did. And
Thank you, RC.
thank you, RC. Thank you. Thank you.
I
Do me a
already
favor.
beat him to it, so that makes it a 2-day wait for him.
I've been at the
Yeah, very
podcast
good.
game for just about 4 years, says Ryan McCoffey. Let me highlight this. Is it easy? No. Is it fun? Absolutely. You're having fun. That's all that counts. Thank you, McCarthy. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I am having fun. And now with the main channel being monetized, I got to take advantage. No. Change that. We have to take advantage of it because I consider all of y'all a part of this team. That takes a lot of. It's going to take a lot of promotion, word of mouth, everything, and that's what I was doing the first part of the show. Again, to Tavares King, I was taking accountability for not putting in enough effort, and putting in enough effort putting in the effort is fun as well, and we're gonna make it. And we're gonna make it fun. But
and now, Snowman, it's my turn.
Go for it, dog. And matter of fact, I'll give you the camera while I step out for a minute. Go.
I was about to say you may want to hang around because I got a few memories for you. And the first one, 2012.
Yeah.
The first time we ever crossed paths was courtesy
of the Dark Knight.
And it was ever since that moment when you and I immediately vibed about everything that I knew something special was going to happen between us. And sure enough, here we are 12 years later, 10 seasons of this show. I'm still here. Outside of sim racing, this is the longest I have put my heart and soul into something. I've been in sim racing 17 seasons, 18 in October.
And you put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I have broke my ass in sim racing to get where I am to be now a broadcaster, ironically. And that was a chance meeting. Actually, it was a chance wrecking that turned into, hey, turns out now I'm broadcasting.
Yeah.
And it was a chance meeting I had with the Dark Knight originally, and said to me, "Hey, I want to put you in touch with somebody." It was you. Yeah. And I have been ride or die when it comes to this network. To every single thing we have done here to date, whether it's been launching brands, whether it's been Brian Snow Show, whether it's been SITM, whether we've been launching our own merchandise, whether it's been whatever, play-by-plays, in which you and I have called some amazing games.
Yeah, we have.
And we've got a hell of a lot more down the line. I can promise you that.
Man, do we ever.
I have worked with some amazing people, in my own career. Our friend Robin Vandenberg.
Oh my God, Robin was a hoot.
She was the one that insisted I got the credentials to be media for NASCAR. And what is on my media credential if I ever decide to use it? Snowman Multimedia. It is because of this place I have found a bigger and badder voice. And trust me, those of you that hang out in other places, Jen's Twitch, my own channel, sim racing media, when I'm calling races, 3-4 nights a week. It's because of what has happened here that I'm able to go to those places and be even bigger and badder.
Yes, sir.
This started the evolution of the dog. And I will be fucking damned if this place doesn't evolve with me. how many late night conversations have we had, bro, about everything?
From Chicago to northern Chicago to LaPorte to Marist. I mean, hell, I had Shane on a phone call when I was at a Marist game. It was louder than hell. They were playing Brother Rice. And the fucked up part is, and the funniest shit of all, is I had Shane on one line. I hear a beep in my phone, and it's Victor.
I remember that. I
answered the call with Victor, and Victor said, "Who are you talking to?" "I'm talking to the big dog." Victor said, "What?" I said, "I'll call you back." I wind up getting these two on the same line,
and
they're both laughing in my goddamn ear.
That's why we love you.
We have been through hell, boss.
Yeah, we have.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the road has been. We have been through hell, both personally and professionally, as my other namesake has said. There's a reason we family, man. You don't go down those roads. You don't get battle tested without coming out the other side stronger, wiser, and with an appreciation for the other one.
Very true.
And I'll be damned, man, if I'm gonna see this fail. So if I gotta put a hand around somebody's throat to make sure a point gets across, that we're gonna make this bigger, badder, nastier, and a competition for the biggest networks out there, we gonna do it.
Absolutely, we are.
So I say we get this thing going, and I say we make this the baddest product we can come up with.
And as we are talking, I am working on streamlining everything. That means getting a desire to relaunch the audio podcast with tomorrow's episode. That will be episode 1 of the new Snowman in the Morning podcast, which my wife has voiced, by the way. All right, let's have some fun. There have been so many people when I met Jody telling me where we should go out. Shane, you remember this because I called you.
Yep.
And you said, go where you feel is right. You know where Jody and I had our first official date? Y'all ready? Bob Evans, Maryville, Indiana.
Nice.
I haven't heard that name in so damn long.
What's worse is I remember when Bob Evans used to sponsor a Busch Series car.
Dude,
I have that car.
I have that. You have it?
I have that diecast.
Wow.
You know what? Next segment, I'll go dig it up.
But yeah, first date Jody and I had was Bob Evans. And that was 2018. Then later on during football season 2018, the Colts were playing a late game against the Oakland Raiders. We decide, you know what? Let's go to B-Dubs and have some lunch. Cool. We go to B-Dubs, have lunch. We come back, and she said, has the Colts game started? I said, they may have just kicked off because it was a 4:25 kickoff. She said, let's find the Colts and let's tune into the game and get settled. And she was making smoothies for us. But just before she can turn the blender on, we turn the television on, and Mo Alley Cox makes this ridiculous one-handed catch. I look at Jody, and she looks at me. We both go, what the fuck?
Hey, I gotta say, Mo Alley's a great player. Absolute demon on the field.
Here's another story, and Victor knows this one. As y'all know, I cut my teeth in Chicago. Got my first game call in 1995. I played a cruel joke on Victor.
Oh, boy.
Because I made the stupid mistake and double booked. I had one game at Harlan, and I had another game at Marist. What the fuck did I do? So I called Victor. I said, Victor, I need your help. And Victor's spider senses immediately went out of control, and he said, no, you ain't tricking me this time. I said, this is important. How important? It involves money. I'm listening. I need you to sit in for me as a PA announcer. What? I can't do that shit. Sure you can. I don't know how I talked Victor and motivated him to do this, but he went to Harlan, and I believe there was a player that Victor had trouble with the name, trying to pronounce it in warm-ups. Joanna Heidemann Piper.
Mm-hmm.
And after that game, Victor called me. He didn't say thank you. He didn't say I had fun. Victor's statement to me was, I'm kicking your ass.
Don't you ever. Don't you ever put me in that position again. Because remember, I asked for every other alternative.
Yes.
I was
Yeah,
like,
we went through all of them. We had about 6 or 7 different alternatives. Dude, we went through all of them.
It was like, well, can you get Derek? No, Derek's on assignment somewhere else. Can you get Vin? And to the man upstairs, Vin Man, he was the one that pushed for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that said, get Victor, he's ready.
And were you?
Mm-hmm.
As ready as I ever would be. I've always said that the public address was not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. It did get me set up to do stuff with the clubbers at UIC.
Mm-hmm.
And it did bring me to Ho Chunk. So, as much as it was a pain in the ass, it was also kind of fun.
Well, let's take a break here. And when we come back, as long as we're having fun and sharing baseball stories, Victor and I are going to share quite a few from our years at Ho Chunk.
Mm-hmm.
And it covers 7 seasons. Watch out.
Oh, boy. I got some digging to do to get that die cast for you. Give me a few minutes.
Well, you go dig.
I got something. I got screaming my head off later today in the show.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Back in a few.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
The quickest way to get search engines like Google to put your business at the top of search results is by having a steady flow of positive reviews. With Power Brand systems, you can show up in search and stand apart from your local competition by easily collecting new customer reviews through text message. But getting found is only the beginning. Most consumers choose the first business that responds to them. Unless you start conversations with potential customers almost instantly, they'll go somewhere else. That's why Power Brand systems make starting conversations with website visitors as easy as clicking a button.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. I'm the only one on screen because the other guys are planning something for me. But Victor is here, Shane is here, Droid is here, and we're going to introduce a new segment called The Reactor with Droid, where Droid just reacts to things, all things hockey. So we're going to do that this morning. I'm going to come up with an intro. I got to come up with an intro for Victor for the random musings. And I'm going to let these guys pick what they want in it. All right? I'm going to let these guys pick what they want, what they want in it.
I know.
What do you want? Let me know after the show, because I want to get busy on it when I get back from South Bend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I said we share some stories. We're going to share some stories. I already shared the best one. but I'll share it again. There was a fellow from Manteno, Illinois. Oh, there you go.
Like I said, Bob Evans sitting on the hood.
There you are.
Nice.
There you are.
You're lucky I didn't have to dig through all 500 of them to find it.
Right. I had a collection like that. Only instead of Hot Wheels, it was baseball cards.
Oh, I've got a stack of baseball cards sitting in my closet. This is just my NASCAR collection.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do want to say, Snowman, the premise of the reactor is basically just me having a meltdown over my favorite teams.
Oh gosh. Who are your favorite teams? Let's hear it.
In the MLB, of course, you got my. Oh,
Kansas.
I'm sorry. Your Kansas City Royals.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know I'm a Chiefs fan. In hockey,
Yes.
I'm a Panthers fan.
Mm-hmm.
In the MLS, I'm a Sporting Kansas City fan. In the NWSL, KC Current.
Nice.
WNBA, please bring a team to KC for the love.
Yeah. Let's revive Kemper Arena. Please.
And in the NBA, I hate to say this.
Oh no.
Because I hate Doc Rivers with a passion.
Milwaukee Bucks.
I am a Bucks fan.
But see, you were a Bucks fan before Doc Rivers showed up and ruined the team.
I was a
I can
Bucks
allow
fan
that.
before they even won before they even won their last recent championship, man.
Like I said, you were there before Doc Rivers showed up, and you were there, through the doldrums. That matter. Let's do that before we start sharing baseball stories. My teams go this way. In the NBA, of course, there's three: the Bulls, the Spurs, and the Warriors. And I got reasons for all three that I'll explain in a minute. The NFL, of course, y'all know my team, San Francisco 49ers. But two teams in the household because my wife is a Colts fan.
Right.
That's right.
Major League Baseball, St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago White Sox, Houston Astros, San Francisco Giants. And like I said, reasons for all of the above. The old Major Indoor Soccer League, Chicago Sting and the San Diego Sockers. WNBA, Indiana Fever. It was the Chicago Sky because Candace Parker was there, and it's my home team.
Yep.
But with the bullshit that's going on with the Sky now, I'll take a hard pass.
I need to get you hooked on like soccer, like MLS and NWSL.
I'd like to, but I got hooked on indoor soccer before
I need to make you a Fire fan, man. Chicago Fire FC, great team.
Chicago Fire is
Chicago Fire won a cup, and I was there for it at Soldier Field. They won a champion. I think it was 1998.
Does Chicago have an NWSL team? Hold on. I think they do.
Yes, Red Stars.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. They are currently
if we didn't know that, we know somebody to have a foot in our ass next Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she's a fireball.
Yes,
literally.
She is a fire starter. If we didn't know that, she'll come on here cussing.
Yep.
So I gotta throw something in here right quick.
Okay.
So one of the YouTube channels that I watch a lot is a group called Technical Work Rate Productions.
Oh,
they do a lot of wrestling. And they're kind of like the anti-establishment of like wrestling reactions. But
yeah,
it's the Kingdom. They did a reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about like worst bookers in terms of wrestling, but somehow, some way.
Oh no!
Because I think it's NC, but it might be JC. One of them is a diehard Chargers fan, and so guess what? We start talking about me in the chat and this guy, Brandon. He went on a tirade about Brandon Staley.
Oh no!
When I say tirade,
he let loose.
Man.
I told him, I said, my guys in the show, when Brandon said he got fired, we completely went in. I think you, me, Dog, and Playmaker all went in for like
We
a good,
all
like
tore
45
him.
minutes.
Yep. That was the full first hour.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one day I was driving, I was doing Uber, and I called Victor and playfully cursed him out.
Uh-oh.
And I called and Victor came on the phone and he said, "What?" I'm like, "Damn you, Victor. What did I do?" Then I played this.
San Diego Superchargers, San Diego Chargers, San Diego Superchargers, San Diego.
Yeah, that. I played that. Victor is on the floor laughing. I mean laughing his head off. And I said, and Victor, you know I meant this playfully. I said, "Ain't a goddamn thing funny," while I'm laughing my ass off.
Well, the thing is, that song was stuck in my head for a good, like, couple weeks.
Oh, I just realized we did skip over one thing, and it's called college sports.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My
all right, dogs first. Dogs first. College sports teams.
Oh my goodness. I just watch everything in general, to be honest with you. I really don't have anything in college. I mean, up
Maine?
here in Maine, we don't have a whole lot of coverage up here in Maine, so we get a lot of stuff from, anything from the ACC to the SEC, depending on the day. So
that works.
What about hockey? What about hockey? You got the Black Bears.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty well in the college hockey side of things, but again, there's not a whole lot of coverage up for that either, unless it's completely local. So it just depends on what it is.
Look at Jedi's team. For MLB, it's the Reds. NFL, Chiefs, and 49ers. And my wife is starting to like the Chiefs, and I've always liked the Chiefs because of Patrick Mahomes, so you can include them on my list. NHL is the Columbus Blue Jackets. I've been in Nationwide Arena right after they built it. That's a fun place. College football, the Ohio State University, home to the Buckeyes. Y'all need to kick the shit out of Michigan this year. Please.
I always say that I've always picked like the least popular teams to follow for some reason.
Well, we know your NFL team.
You know
it's
my
the Cowboys.
NFL team. Yep.
It's the Cowboys.
For NHL, of course, the Blackhawks. And
Go to the Blackhawks. Same here.
Blackhawks, the Canes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the Red Wings as well.
Why?
Detroit.
Why? What the
History.
fuck are you thinking? Okay, I can live with that. Sergei Fedorov. I can live with that. I can live with that.
You then go for college because of a person you and I know very well, Lisa Morris, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ohio State Buckeyes.
My dad is big into the Fighting Irish, so he likes our name.
Well, y'all know my college football team.
Yeah.
The Northwestern Wildcats.
Exactly. That's another one of mine. With Northwest Wildcats. The Northern Illinois Huskies.
Oh, I love the Huskies because they showed me a lot of hospitality. RC with a question: who's your hockey team or teams? The first NHL team I got hooked on in 1985 was the Edmonton Oilers. Because I love the hell out of Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, Yari Curry, and that dynasty.
RC, do you really have to ask when it comes to me?
Oh, we all know.
The
team that can't beat the Florida Panthers in the playoffs.
Shut up.
Well, find the lie.
You're not lying, but shut up.
Damn.
Once again, find the lie.
Again, you're not lying, but damn.
Damn.
Again, look, y'all know I always say it, and you guys have said it back to me, and I love when you do. Find the lie.
Right.
Find the damn lie.
Shane, 2 playoff appearances against the Panthers, 0 series wins.
Shut up.
One involved a 6-game conquest, and we know what the second one was.
Right.
The first one was 7 games, second one was 6.
Mm-hmm.
For baseball, Snowman, you know my number 1 team.
Chicago White Sox.
White Sox. My second team is Houston.
Because North Side.
Yep.
Because Nolan Ryan has been.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nolan Ryan, Glenn Davis, Jeff Bagwell. Love those guys.
I used to like Seattle because of
Ken Griffey Jr.
There you go, Ken Griffey Jr. We did hockey, college. Of course, for women's college basketball, it's UConn. Just seeing how they bum rush everybody.
Oh, when don't they bum rush somebody? All right.
Like Chicago Fire for soccer.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Great team, honestly.
Actually, Toyota Park is right next to my high school.
That's
Get the fuck out of here.
That's sick.
Yes. Yeah. In fact,
Wow.
I think it was like my senior years when he started building it.
Oh, damn. Wait a minute. What the fuck am I talking about? I've called games at Toyota Park. When Roosevelt was playing there. Fuck.
My brother Brandon's graduation was one of the first events to be in Toyota Park.
Wow.
Yep.
And also, this is to those bandwagoners who decided that they suddenly want to like the Major League Soccer because of Lionel Messi. Shut up.
No. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
Shut up. Exactly. Just shut up.
I love Inter Miami. I love Lionel Messi. But if you're only liking the MLS because of Messi, stop watching. Go watch your UEFA Cup or whatever.
Learn your history.
Exactly.
Learn your history.
Go watch the Premier Cup. Go watch the Premier League.
Oh no! Don't send them to that. Send them to watch a language they don't understand. Make them watch Bundesliga in Germany.
Oh, that'll torture him.
That's punishment.
That's torture.
As far as
That's
NBA
torture.
goes, my first team will always be the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
As much as they've been a disappointment the past couple of years.
Abysmal, man. Abysmal.
I want to see the Bulls succeed again, man.
It's a lot of bad luck. It's a lot of bad luck for the Bulls right now.
You know what? I wish that Derrick Rose had remained healthy and remained in Chicago, because that 2011 series where they got screwed,
Mm-hmm.
they got royally screwed.
Well, I'll put it this way: if Derrick Rose had not gotten hurt, they would have completely steamrolled Philly.
Oh, they'd have beat the piss out of Philly.
They would have right the wrong against the Heat,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have
their ass.
and they would have beat OKC.
Oh yeah, easily.
Mm-hmm.
They would have easily beat OKC.
You know, what if Rose had remained in Chicago and that 2015 final featured the Bulls and the Warriors and not the damn Cavaliers?
Ooh.
That would have been.
I say it goes 7.
Easy.
Yeah, it might go 7.
And the 7th game goes like double overtime and shit.
Yep.
And it winds up being like what, 186 to 184. the
Complete
last
complete utter fucking anarchy.
I mean, everybody is just dog tired in that game. I mean, everybody is exhausted, and they still haven't solved it through regulation, through the first overtime, and at the end of the second overtime, they haven't solved it, and they're just sitting on the bench going, "Fuck." Horn sounds.
You got some people playing 60+ minutes.
Yep.
And whoever wins, you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can't even lift the trophy.
Wait a minute.
They're sitting
You're
on the
happy
floor like
for both
fucking.
Just a minute. you're happy for both teams because each game was like a 130, 125 kind of game.
Right.
And each team is looking at the other going, really? Right. We got to see your asses again? But it would have been the person whose arm didn't fall out of the socket.
Yep.
The person whose arm didn't fall out of the socket takes the last shot. And everybody is just so tired. The referee's like, okay, fuck it. Next bucket wins.
Exactly.
We gotta take a break. We'll share some more memories. We'll share some more stories when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
The quickest way to get search engines like Google to put your business at the top of search results is by having a steady flow of positive reviews. With Power Brand systems, you can show up in search and stand apart from your local competition by easily collecting new customer reviews through text message. But getting found is only the beginning. Most consumers choose the first business that responds to them. Unless you start conversations with potential customers almost instantly, they'll go somewhere else. That's why Power Brand systems make starting conversations with website visitors as easy as clicking a button.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football, let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby!
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
That's my honey. That's my Jody, bringing us back from break. And I got a couple of opinion questions for the folks in the chat. First of all, let's list RC's teams. WNBA, the Aces and the Fever. NBA, Timberwolves and the Pacers. The Pacers are starting to get to me, all right? NHL, Stars and Blackhawks. Major League Baseball, Twins, Phillies, Cubs, NFL, Vikings, Jaguars. Cardinals, women's NCAA, Iowa, UCLA, men's NCAA football, Notre Dame, and Iowa.
Don't think I didn't see that. Don't think I didn't see you skip over the Blues.
I didn't see the Blues.
Yeah, it was right at the back.
Sure did. Oh, there it is. I see it. And there they are, St. Louis Blues. I'm sorry about that. He also adds, I just wish Derrick Rose would have wore Russell Crowe's gladiator gear on the court for the Bulls. Maybe he would have rocked out longer with the Bulls. True.
Yeah,
I wish he would have stayed in Chicago. All right, I got a poll question for those in the chat. What is the best way for us to get this out and bring more subscribers in? All right, that's my poll. That's my poll question, because there are two separate channels. The Snowman in the Morning YouTube channel will be for clips only. Not going to air live from there. I want to do it from the network channel, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Everything I want to air from the network channel, including the play-by-play, until we get the play-by-play channel built up. And we're going to stay, like I said this morning, we're going to stay at 11 a.m. until Labor Day. And then we're going to move to 8 a.m., compete and defeat the big boys. And each show will be 240 minutes. So watch out. And we'll be in the midst of football. All right. I began to share a story before an idea hit me, which is why this is the reset episode. There was a fellow from Manteno, Illinois, when Victor and I were at Ho Chunk, by the name of Ryan Sample.
Oh no!
Now, I had someone ask me about this. And Jedi, hold on to your seat. Fellow named Ryan Sample had him all weekend. Okay, I basically did his team's games as a PA announcer all weekend. Then the next to last one happened. Ryan Sample was just killing the baseball. All right, he was just killing the baseball. And who was the home plate umpire? Zach. Zachary was my home plate umpire. Zach was my home plate umpire. His mother, Ryan's mother, comes to me and says, I have a funny story for you. And immediately my spider senses went nuts. Because I'm going, what the hell does she have up her sleeve? Her mother says, don't tell him. He'll run with it. Don't tell him. So she starts talking about how she met her husband at med school and everything. And I'm just waiting for the punchline. I'm waiting for it. And while she's telling me all this, in the middle of her story comes this. I got to do this right.
This sentence.
I have to do this right. While she was describing how she met her husband and everything, in the middle of her explanation comes this sentence. Quote, because my maiden name was Seaman. Close quote. I fell out. I was on the ground for a good 10 minutes. Roaring. I was laughing so hard I was crying. Victor hears this, takes off his headset, comes flying over to me. I'm under the table at this point. And it didn't have much room because I was a lot heavier than what I am now. Victor comes running over. I mean, dead sprint. I don't know how the hell Victor heard me all the way on his field. But he takes his headset off and in a dead sprint comes over to me and he's just like panicked. He goes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I finally get up, sit back on the bench, and there are tears in my eyes. My stomach is hurting. I said, "Victor, I'm fine. I've been laughing." And Victor looks at me with a smile on his face and goes, "What happened?" I said, "I'll tell you when we get home," because Victor was living with me at the time. Victor sprints back to his field. Zachary takes his mask off, and there are tears down his face. And I said, "Zach, did you hear?" And he stopped me in mid-question, and he goes, "I heard every single word."
Rip.
The only other person that made me laugh that hard is Jody. And Jody has done it several 100,000 times in the 6 years we've been together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which one do you have, Victor?
Sure. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We both have quite a few of them.
There was one time where this one parent got kicked out the previous day.
Oh, geez.
She couldn't handle herself, right?
I think I know who this is.
And so she's brought back in the next day, but now she's in a close supervision, which means she has to sit next to me.
Oh, God.
We're getting ready to do the game.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing, okay, now this is how we gonna do it. No, you ain't about to do a motherfucking thing. You about to sit down. You about to sit down, score your game, and shut the fuck up.
Rip.
Because she got in trouble last time. Because one, she kept acting crazy, got into it with the damn umpire, who I get the same umpire that she got into it with.
Mm-hmm.
And so we sitting down, and she's like, "You know what I should get? You know what you should get me? You get me a pina colada. You ain't getting shit."
Bullshit.
The hell with that.
That's what got you in trouble in the first place. I able to hold your damn liquor.
What do we always say, Victor? This is some bullshit.
Yes.
Some grade A homogenized bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Then whenever something happens, she got to scream my ear like, "Okay, that's a 1-3, ma'am."
Y'all know what
You
Victor
asking
really
for it.
wanted to say.
I do.
All right.
I'm like, ma'am, you asking for it. Thankfully, Gary was with me. Thankfully, Gary was with me, and we were able to both kind of keep her calm.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to take me out to the ball game.
Oh God.
I made a mistake and let her. So I'm like, it's the one thing that she'll do that won't bother me.
Wrong.
Which she didn't bother me that much, but it was like, oh Lord. That was the longest 6 innings I've ever called the baseball.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, and here's a follow up to that.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, she finds my ass. She starts scooting next to me, and I said, "Freeze." Well, you gonna let me score? Bitch, listen. I heard about the trouble you gave my friend. You ain't bringing that trouble over here to me. But my ass. Now take your candy ass over by your team and leave me the absolute bloody hell fuck alone. And as I cursed her out and sent her on her way, Gary T. White shows up on my right.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "You and Victor are the only two to stand up to this woman besides me." Well, she needs it.
She did need it.
Damn.
Fuck, she needs...
She needed an ass whoop is what she needed.
A grade A ass whooping.
She needed Jesus.
Joy, let me correct you on that. From what Victor and I had to deal with that bitch, Jesus would have run away. Not talk, run.
Jesus would have said, "I quit."
This bitch would have run. Jesus would have turned and give me this button. Man.
Jesus would have said, "I quit."
Yes. Jesus would have said, "Oh, fuck. Got it too low." Matter of fact, let me look over here. Man, Jesus would have said,
What?
Wrong one.
Jesus also would have said,
Bitch, are you for real?
and you fool. I tell you, Victor and I had some adventures at that ballpark. We already told you one about the pancakes.
Yeah.
We got the fuck out of there early, got paid for the whole day, decided to reward ourselves with pancakes, and thank God we did before the church crowd came in.
Ooh-wee.
And they came in fucking droves. Victor and I got done, snuck out, went home.
They always come in droves, man.
Don't they? Don't they? I'll share this one while we're sharing stories today. Playoff game in Michigan City. I needed a stats person. Jody's my in-booth producer, and she says, "I'll take it." Are you sure you want to take this on? All you have to do is show me what I have to do. No problem. I gave her a chart, and I showed her, how to chart runs for gains and passes for gains, and write the numbers down of who connected with who, and I can coordinate it with my spot board. Now, she got on me, and thank her for this, to do my spot board early. So I did. Got to the stadium, and I'm setting everything up, and we get rolling. We're doing good. Apparently, according to my beautiful wife, I was talking so fast she couldn't keep up with the statistics, even though I tried to say them so she can understand them and put the numbers down. There was a fellow by the name of Lyric McFerrin.
Lyric McFerrin.
Yep. Lyric McFerrin, who had 19 carries for 225 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Damn.
Which are exactly the stats I said out loud.
Mm-hmm.
I said them out loud. A local paper writer comes up to me and said, he had how much? And I looked at my numbers. I looked at Jody's numbers, and Jody said, trust him. Somehow he kept it in his head. I said he had 19 carries for 225 yards and 4 touchdowns. He went to the team scorekeeper. The team scorekeeper came to me. Now, mind you, I didn't write shit down. Jody was taking the stats for me. Didn't realize she quit after the 3rd period. Because that's when everything got crazy and Lyric was getting all his yardage. Man, the school statistician came to my ass. Let me see your numbers. I said, can I say them? Because I didn't write them down. He says, go. I said, 19, 225, 4 touchdowns. You know, I was off by 2 yards.
Damn.
19, 223, and 4 touchdowns were the official numbers. And he, as well as Jody, asked me the same question. How the fuck did you do that without writing it down? I looked at Jody and I'm like, baby, I don't know. You just rely on your talent, been doing this for 20 some odd years. So yeah, that's what I got. And I got an even funnier one before we take our last break. It was the game where we drew Laporte for the sectional championship, which is good. That's the good news. The bad news is we had to play him in Laporte. Fuck. With all the shit that went on there that I've said on Diary of a Mad Snowman and our prize tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Jody came to me, my honey came to me, put her arms around me. She says, did you find out where you have to go? We have to go to Laporte. I look at Jody and she looked at me and we both went, fuck. Now, Jody starts rubbing my shoulders and she says, okay, here's our plan. We go in, we do the game, we get the fuck out. This is my wife saying this to me, saying my thoughts out loud. Go into Laporte, do the game, get the fuck out. No stopping. We stopped on the way. We actually stopped on the way in to get Subway sandwiches because she anticipated the booth not to have any food, and to an honest point, I didn't anticipate it either. Man, that box was fucking loaded. Pizza, wings, fruit tray. This is a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
That box was fucking loaded. Climb the stairs into the booth. Jody looks at the food, looks at me, and looks at our sandwiches. We both go, ain't this a bitch? And as I have turned with the guys off the air from the Ain't This a Bitch department.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
Way ahead of you, partner. It'll come out July 1st.
Yeah, there.
It'll come out July 1st. Now, anybody got suggestions of what I can put on t-shirt for the Snowman in the Morning collection? Drop them in the chat. Let's build this shit. Anyhow, we see all the food. I see my homies from the local radio station. They come over, give me a hug because apparently they found out what Miss Dials did to me. And they gave me their number and they said, you can talk to us at any time because we understand what you went through. All right. We're getting set up. Everything's cool. And then guess who showed her ass?
Oh, hell.
She walked her sassy ass through the booth, right to the radio guys. I thank God she didn't come to me. Why? I would have been in jail. For what, you ask? As my dad said best, and Victor, you've heard this, an aggravated ass whooping.
Yep.
And when I say aggravated, I mean just that. Fucking aggravated. And yes, Sick, this is an uncensored edition, and this is the final one we're going to do because we're really, really going to clean up our act. Go back and listen to the first segment of this show, and then you'll understand everything of why we're doing this. We got done. I called in to the wrap-up show, did my segment. We getting ready to get the fuck out. We get to the gas station, and the car stalls. Now we're both like, fuck.
Oh, boy.
We're like, are we going to be stuck here? Like, we better not be stuck in this motherfucker. I'll go mad. And she's like, you'll go mad. Well, we got lucky. We turned the key very slowly, and the car turned over, and I never thought we could do 75 getting out of LaPorte and 90 all the way back to Terre Haute.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? We did 75 getting the fuck out of LaPorte on the highway, and then all the way to Terre Haute, we was doing 90 until we pulled into Terre Haute, and then we got back to the speed limit. And I told my sweetheart, I never want to see that motherfucker again. Ever. Floor is yours, Victor.
I remember you telling me about that too.
About my adventure in LaPorte?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You literally was like, I don't want to go back to LaPorte again.
Like, and I mean every word of that. Listen, you, Victor, and the dog were with me with all the bullshit I went through when I lived in LaPorte, Indiana for a year.
Especially 2016.
Dear God. Dear Lord. If y'all don't remember, I was stalked by my ex through all of 2016.
Man, we had some episodes about that one.
Ooh-wee.
Dear God.
To say the fucking least.
Because, listen, I wore Victor and Shane's number the fuck out with all the shit that was going on.
You did.
And then I lost my car, grabbed a rental, and the bitch still found me.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how the bitch found me. I even look. At the time, I was a heavy soda drinker. Heavy. I couldn't live a few hours without caffeine. All right? I didn't drink enough water or nothing. Nothing. I mean that. You know what I did? I parked my car behind my apartment, and you two remember the apartment where I used to live in LaPorte.
Yep.
Right? It was a house.
Oh, yeah.
It was divided.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Man, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how. But I snuck out of my house. I took the back way to the gas station, to the nearest gas station, which was about a half mile away. Filled my cup, and I was going to pay for it, but they said, don't worry about it. It's on the house. I get out. There was a car behind me. I turned around and I went, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
It was that goddamn Volkswagen that she bought with a fucking stick shift. I hadn't run that fast in my life. And I took the back door into my house or into my apartment. That shit was scary.
You think?
A little bit.
Like I said, I wore Victor's number out and I wore Shane's number out. Wore them out.
Yep.
Here's the kicker. I didn't tell y'all that. Well, they know this one. Droid, I didn't tell you this one. Here's the kicker. End of 2015, I get my apartment from the folks at Door Village United Methodist Church, and they were so gracious in helping me. I get the apartment. I'm getting settled in. I get a phone call.
Oh no.
Guess who?
Do we have to?
Mm-mm. And yes, sick, I was much heavier than I am now. Much heavier. Boy, when the text message, give me this. I didn't mean to make this diary of a mad snowman, but we may as well mix it in while we're resetting everything, including the diary, in which James McCallum is transcribing into an actual book. This text message read to me, quote, "Do you want to come over for a Christmas dinner at my place?" Close quote.
No. Wait, bitch, no. Ho, no. Ho, no, ho.
No, ho, ho.
Exactly. I didn't even answer any of that. I just think, are you kidding? Finally, after watching the Warriors and the Cavs play, I texted her back and I said, no, thank you. Just simply put, no, thank you. And remember, by that time, she was dating my best friend, Alvin Washington, and double-crossed both of us, as I later found out. Like, you want me to come over there for what? Bullshit.
Right?
She stalked me all through the holidays. And when I say all through the holidays, I'll say it again. Victor's number and Shane's number got worn. I wore the piss out of those numbers. I wore them out. And each time I called, I'm like, help. And I wasn't joking when I said that.
Nope. There was
I
many
was
times
I was not joking.
There was many a times I was just getting off the track when you called.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a couple of times, thank God, little man was actually awake at the time, because 2-3 o'clock in the morning I'd be getting a call like, this is not good.
Mm-mm. Victor almost yelled at me for waking him up, and then he snapped to attention the first night and he says, what happened?
Right. At first I was like, why are you waking me? Then I thought about it. All right. What happened?
Mm-hmm. Because Victor, like I said, Victor was about to yell at me. He was really about to yell at me. And then he thought about it. What happened?
Like, what she do this time? What the hoe do this time?
And it was usually that. And it's usually that question.
There was one time that I actually got on this man heavily for. Like, I snapped on him one time because he had a commitment for a baseball game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And somehow that hoe had talked him into leaving the game, leaving mid-game.
Yep.
To go see her.
Yep, there is no lie to that.
And I said, as long as you live, don't you ever let anybody talk you out of money. Your real partner will never let you, shirk your responsibilities because that's your name, your integrity.
And I did that afternoon. I was so scared. I can honestly chalk that up to fear. I was so scared. I didn't know what the hell to do. Because of threats of going to the police, threats of having her quote unquote friends find me, everything. Fortunately, the team figured out what was going on, and they let me back into doing my duties. I'm so glad about that.
Yeah. I was like, as long as you live, don't you ever let anybody talk you out of money. That I'll say that for anybody. And you guys who are performing a business.
You know
that's a rule I live by. I don't care what's going on.
And you're right.
I gotta make my name out there. I'm making that cash. Y'all can wait a little while. Let me handle my business.
And Sick is absolutely right. The Belizean came out of me.
You did. It did. Victor let me have it. The team let me back. They paid me for that day. And the manager, I should say, and the owner of the team pulled me aside, and he just simply asked me what happened. And I laid it out. And he told me the same thing Victor said. The manager said, next time that happens, stay here. Do not move. So if any man understands what it's like to be stalked, if you don't understand what it's like to be stalked, I hope that answers your question. I'll say more tonight.
Yeah, it's not a very well-known situation to happen.
No, it's not.
No, it really isn't. But
I mean, nothing against women who get stalked because I've seen it.
Right.
In fact,
you're sympathizing with them more because you went through it.
But when a man gets stalked, whole brother. Whole brother. That is all I got to say.
On that note, I'd be remiss as we're coming up to 13 to the top of the hour if we didn't have a little bit more business to handle today with the unfortunate news that came across our phones last night.
Yeah.
Baseball is about to have its biggest funeral in 40 years. Say hey kid, Willie Mays passed away yesterday.
One of the kings.
I remember texting in the group chat that news, and y'all didn't believe me until y'all looked at your phones and they were like,
well, I believed you. I was just like, wow.
I was in shock.
Legends. Yeah, we're losing legends left and right. And this is what I was saying about how the likes of Kyrie and since it's Wednesday, LeBron and others, they all get their panties in a bunch whenever they get booed, right? I got booed. I don't like when the fans boo me. I want to kick all the fans out because they boo me and they make my feelings hurt. You're talking about a guy in Willie Mays who dealt with 100 times worse.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
There were certain words that were used against him. Do I need to say any more?
No.
There were things thrown at him.
Yep.
That should not be thrown at anybody.
At all.
And he was one of the pioneers of it, and he still was on his job.
And I'm learning from that. Today.
Yep.
I'm learning from that today to persevere through any and everything. If I can persevere through cancer when I'm supposed to be in a fucking box, then I can persevere through this. A reset, a full intentional, unabated reset. Who the fuck says I can't go? I can't do it. We're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
End of story.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Say Hey Kid. When I learned about him, golly, man.
Right.
Played.
One of the most 24-time All-Star, World Series champion, 2-time NL MVP, 12-time Gold Glove Award winner, and 19
Lean back from the mic, Shane, because we can hardly understand you. You're garbled.
12-time Gold Glove Award winner, Roberto Clemente Award winner, NL batting champion, 4-time NL home run leader, 4-time NL stolen base leader, the first to go 30 and 30 in the National League, first player in history to breach 300, and the second player, and mind you, here's the big one, the first right-handed to hit 600 jacks.
Yep.
This man was the definition of a 5-tool, and he ended his career with a batting average of 302.
Wow. And I thought, because y'all know my favorite slugger, Frank Thomas.
Yep.
Willie Mays was a hitter. Frank Thomas was a hitter. Bobby Bonds, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Reggie Jackson, Ken Griffey Sr., Jim Rice, Dave Winfield. My gosh.
And honestly,
Frank was a... Go ahead, Droid.
I think the kids nowadays, who watch baseball, need to appreciate all the stars they have now as they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to get that notification on your phone that they passed away.
Exactly.
I'm so glad my dad introduced me to baseball.
And I say the same thing about all the hockey stars we have now. Same thing about all the football stars we have now. Appreciate them while they're around.
Yeah.
Basketball too.
Basketball also. But you're right, Shane. This is about to be the biggest funeral in 40 years.
And here's the thing that sticks out to me statistically when it comes to the Say Hey Kid. 3 statistics he leads the league in. Games as a center fielder at 2,829. Putouts as an outfielder, 7,095. And extra inning home runs at 22.
Extra inning home. Wow. Just plain wow.
A legend, man.
Always a legend.
You could also call Say Hey Hit Kid the definition of Mr. Clutch.
Yes.
Like us Panthers fans, we think Carter Verhaeghe's Mr. Clutch. No, you have not seen Willie Mays, brother.
True. Hey, being a Bulls fan, we thought Michael Jordan was clutch. You ain't seen Willie Mays.
Right.
And mind you, Willie lost 2 years of career due to going into service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
He put those numbers up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did.
Imagine what he would have had with another 350 games.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
So it's kind of fitting with everything that we have talked about today that this reset takes place.
Mm-hmm.
It was needed. It was definitely needed. And I love you guys. I'll say it out loud and say it very proudly. I love you guys. I love you guys in the chat. And everyone that has stuck with us, this crazy dream of mine, and those who want to see it come true. I mean, Deb Whitkus paid me one of the ultimate compliments when I said I want to be in New Orleans for Radio Row. Her next sentence to me was, we'll help make that happen. Talking about her group.
I'm there with you, man. I want to be on that row calling that game with you. And I done told you, if it happens, I'm breaking out the mafia suit. We gonna go full booted and suited.
You better believe it. I'm bringing a trench coat and everything because there's a picture of me that I have when I was heavier and I had a trench coat and a hat and everything. Now that I'm slimmed down, oh boy, I want to have that look again. And beginning Monday, either I'm gonna have a polo shirt on or I'm coming in this bitch with a shirt and tie. Period.
Big up, Droid.
Period.
Big up, Droid. Thank you, Britt. And Britt, the star of the show, in reality, it's not just Willie Mays, but it's also Brian Snow. Can we get a round of applause in here for Brian Snow?
Yes, indeed.
You guys are too kind. You guys are too kind. I
Hey,
appreciate.
man, you've had me under your tree for coming up on 12 years, man. 10 doing this show off and on. Through everything I've gone through, no matter what, I've always had a spot under the tree here on this show.
And you always will. And you always will. Everybody that fully believes in this show will always have a spot under the tree thereof. And I will also say this, Snowman Multimedia wants to air your show for a very low price. If you got a show and you want to air it on the best up-and-coming network and you can afford a price per month to get it done and allow us to distribute and monetize your show, never fear, Snowman's here. And I think it's fitting that we leave you guys for the day. I feel better with everything that I got out. I feel better with everything that I got out, and I also feel better with all the support that we have gotten, that I have gotten from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only fitting that we leave you with this, and for all of the old schoolers, Major League Baseball on NBC. We'll see you tomorrow. So long, everybody.
Take care.
Till we meet again, take care, everyone.